Hey guys, welcome back to Karting with Chris. Today's video is going to be the DFW Triple Crown final race here at North Texas Karters. Now, for those of you who did not see my pre-final race, go ahead, click in the top right hand corner of your screen, check that out before you watch this race. But for this race, the sun is set, we're racing under the lights, and the GoPro is going to be incredibly shaky. I'm sorry, I have it on max stability, as we see someone off in the right there spinning on the warm-up lap. So because the sun is set, the track temperature has dropped. There's not as much grip on track. So that's one thing we got to watch out for this race. But if you watch my pre-final race, we finished in 9th. But after the race, whenever they did tech, they checked the fuel, and I'm still running TSRS fuel. So I got disqualified. I kind of knew I was going to get disqualified because I knew what fuel I was running, so I wasn't too upset. But for this race, we're starting in last. So for the start of this race, we're going to hang back, just let everyone just completely wreck themselves. Kart number 91, that's Derek. We're probably going to see him throughout the rest of this video here, waving to the camera. Hello, Derek. So like I said, for the start of this race, we're just going to take it easy. If there's going to be any carnage, just drive around it. And just go from there. So we're going down the straight here. Flagman waves green. We're good to go. It looks like it didn't get a good start, but like I said, I'm just looking for opportunities to pass people right here. Gain one position because the inside was open. They're going 3 wide into turn 2 here. This is not going to be good. Kart number 1, he's on my inside going to turn 3, and he just absolutely sends it, wiping himself out. And we move up into 16th place, so gaining 2 positions within the first 3 corners. Up ahead, there's still plenty of people going side by side. Derek in kart number 91, getting not the best run, going to turn 7. Coming out of turn 7, there's a kart on the left here. We're going to go up the inside, gain another position here. We're up into 15th. Coming out of turns 8 and 9, we're still side by side with that one guy, but we do manage to hold it around the outside. Going into turn 1, Derek being shoved a little bit into the grass there. That's never good. But we do complete lap 1. We gain 3 positions, so not bad. The position gaining isn't over yet, as going into turn 3, Derek sends it on the inside of, I think that was Jacob. A little bit of contact there. And so we're going to go side by side into the chicane, past Derek. We're up into 13th here. I did not get the best of exits coming out of the chicane, and so Derek was able to pass me going into turn 7. I didn't fight it too much because I think he said he was in contention for the Triple Crown Championship. Like I said, I'm running illegal fuel right now, so I don't want to be in the way of anyone's championship, as he gives me a thumbs up. So I'm going to, work with him. He's got decent pace. In the pre-final, he set one of the faster lap times, so he has good pace. So if I can follow him, that would be good. But like I said, I don't want to ruin anyone's contention for the championship. I'm going to be disqualified at the end of this race, so I'm just here to have fun. So up ahead, we can see there are 2 karts in front of us, not including Derek. And whenever you're trying to make your way through the pack, especially when you have a faster person in front of you, you just follow the faster person. Let him do all the work and just follow him into the moves. And that's how you can get through the pack quite easily. So going down the straight here, you can see Derek gets a good run. I'm just going to push him down the straight, and the both of us pass this guy on the outside very easily. And so we move up into 13th here. And like I said, just let Derek do all the work, and all I have to do is follow him. So he was a little bit faster than me, just here and there. It wasn't by seconds or anything. It was just a couple tenths here and there. I will say I was running the older compound. For those of you who don't know, they changed the tire compound this year, and so the newer compound, I believe, is softer than the older compound, and I'm running the older compound. And these tires that I'm running right now are actually from our endurance race that we did at the end of last year. So these tires are 6 months old, maybe even older, and they've done an endurance race. So my tires probably not the best in conditions like these. You tend to want softer compound tires in cooler conditions, get better grip. I haven't tried the new compound, so I don't know how big of a time difference they are. I talked to some people. They said it's just maybe a couple tenths here and there. It's not that big. But skipping ahead a little bit further into this race, we're on lap 7 now. we did manage to catch up to another person up ahead. Kart 650, the person directly in front of Derek, he had decent pace, so we were kind of about the same pace. And so the three of us have caught up to, I can't see what number that is, but we've caught up to another person, and hopefully we can get around them. I'm really not trying to work with people too much. Obviously, Derek is quite quick, so I'll work together with him. Going into turn 7 here, 650, looks for the move, does not work out for him, and he ends up losing 2 positions. We went side by side through turns 8 and 9 there, and so we gained the position there up into 12th. That's the thing about 206 racing. If you go for a move and it doesn't work, you're going to go backwards, so you got to make the move stick. So moving up into 12th, we can see the next person up in front, GoPro, so shaky, can't even see the cart number, but he messes up turn 3 there. Derek getting by him, 664, that's the cart number. Going down the straight here, he doesn't get the best exit, but I can't quite get beside him because he's got the draft of Derek in front of him, and so we're going to have to slot in behind him going to turn 7. I want to get around him because I don't want him to hold me up too much, and so coming out of turns 8 and 9, I think he dips a wheel, or comes close to dipping a wheel coming out of turn 9, getting a poor exit nonetheless. And so going into turn 1, we're going to send it up the inside and move up into 11th place. Now, unfortunately, all that fighting has allowed Derek to kind of pull away from me, and so I did not have that sweet slipstream to help me along the straights. And so you can see Derek is still about the same gap in front of me. I have skipped ahead, if you didn't notice. But we see Chris in front of me. I've raced with Chris a handful of times. I know he's a good driver. I don't think he had the best kart setup today. I noticed down the straights, especially towards the end of the straights, he was hitting his rev limiter pretty early, and I would gain a lot down the end of the straights. But coming out of the corners, he would definitely pull on me. So I think it was his gearing. I think he was running quite a tall gear. And so going down into turn 1, you're going to see just what I'm talking about here. You see at the end of the straight how much I gained on him. And I think that was just because I was running a shorter gear than him. For those of you who don't know, that means he's going to have better acceleration, but I'm going to have better top end. And so it's going to be a little difficult to pass someone who has good acceleration. And I think he knew what his kart setup was, because you can see he's going defensive here, but end of the straight, you see, catching up to him wasn't quite enough. And so I wasn't able to go for the move into turn 7. But I think he realizes the race is coming to an end. We're on lap 13, about to start lap 14. And so he's going defensive. He wants to maintain his position. So going to turn 1, he's holding the inside here. And so I try and get the over-under on him. But like I said, he's got the bottom end to kind of just pull away from me coming out of the corners. So doesn't quite work out there for me. We still have 3.5 laps left to try and pass him. So it's not over yet. But at this point, I'm thinking Chris is probably the last person I'm going to be able to pass, because I can see up in front of me there's quite a bit of a gap. There are 3 people up there fighting, but we don't have a whole lot of laps left in this race. So I'm going to focus all my time and energy on Chris. There's no one behind me, so I don't have to worry about that. So coming out of the last corner here, we're going to see the flagman waving 2 to go. And Chris does not go defensive. He was going defensive the last lap, and with 2 to go, I guess he decided not to go defensive. And so, I take that opportunity, go up the inside, and we move up into 10th place here. I think I had better pace than Chris, so I didn't think it was necessary to go defensive throughout this lap. And I was right. I started pulling away from him. It really sucked because I know Chris is a good driver. I think he just didn't have his kart set up correctly. So, yeah, we were able to pull away from him. But skipping ahead one more lap, we can see, well, I don't know if you can see it. The GoPro is quite shaky. But there are 3 people fighting quite a bit. This is the last lap, and I was gaining quite a lot on this last lap. So maybe if we had a couple more laps left in this race, I could catch up to that group of 3. But as you can see, we're nowhere near them. So we finished this race in not 10th, but 9th. Derek got a penalty. I don't know why, but he got a penalty. And so that moved us up into 9th. I am running illegal fuel, so technically I should get DQ'd. But they didn't tech me for this race, so I did finish in 9th. So not a bad race. First time back in the kart around this track for the year. So it's been 6 months since I've been here. Started in 18th, finished 9th. Not too bad, I'll take that. Now before I sign off, quick shout out to the people running the Triple Crown event. Really big turnout for this event, and it was well run. So good job from you guys. I'll leave a link down to their website below. I think they have one more race left. So if you want to check it out, link is in the description. But that's all I'm going to have for today. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, please do comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.